and welcome back to ExcelSutra. So today I'm going to talk about the most widely used and powerful function in Excel, which is text to column. Text to column allows you to convert text into separate columns based on the space that text may have, or any character like ampersand or comma the text may have. We can convert that data into columns. Okay, so if you are working in organization and it gives out system gives out data in txt format or in any type of file format in which data is in only one column and you have to separate it. So text to column works very fast in that sense. And I will in at the end of the video I will also tell you about one more new kind of trick in excel to convert data into columns. Okay, so let's start now. Now here you can see that we have a data which is in text, and it is only in one column. John Smith is a name, then ampersand is there, then this is address, then this is city, and this is country. And I want this data in separate columns, including name, address, city, and country. So in this case, I can use the text to column function. What I'll do is I will select all data. I'll go here in data tab. We have a text to column. So this is how text to column looks like. Wizard looks like. There are three steps. In first step, you have to specify the type in which you want to separate your data. First is delimited, second is fixed. We will go with delimited at first. In delimited, I'll say next. Now they are saying that we can separate this based on tab, semicolon, comma, space, or other. So in my case, this is ampersand. So I want to go by other. Here I'll type ampersand. And you can see now data in data preview, you are getting four different columns with four different values. The name, address, city, and country. Then I'll say next. Then this is the third and last step. And data, if you want to change the format, so it is by default considering all columns in general format. If in your data in between you have a number column or column which is a text value should only be accepted there, so you can give your format also. Now in this I'll give destination. By default it is taking the first column which we have selected, but we want destination as this B2 cell, and I'll say finish. And what it is asking is there is already data and do you want to replace it? I'll say yes, because I don't care about the data which are in columns of B, C, D, and E. I'll say okay. And now here what it did is it worked on all data and gave me name, address, city, and country in different columns. Let's try this again with another delimiter, which is comma in this case. And I have selected all the data, gone to text to columns. I want delimited with my delimiter is comma here in this case. I want it onto comma. You can see that we can specify two delimiters at the same time also. If I want comma as well as space, then it is giving me 6 columns. But I don't want space because it is changing the first name. It is giving first name in one column, second name in another column, then address is getting splitted because of space. So I don't want space as a delimiter. So now I have 4 columns which are name, address, city, and country. I'll say next. I want this output in H2 cell, and I'll say finish. So, okay. So this is how text to column works. Now let's start this. Let's try this in different way. I have a text file in which I have the same data, the name, the street address, city, and country. Okay, and I will import this data into Excel file. So what we have to do is we have to go to data ribbon and select get data from file CXV or text. So I am selecting my file. Now here what it is doing is it is identifying this columns and the delimiter comma by itself. So this is a Power Query editor in Excel, which is giving the text data which had only in one column, which was only in one column. If we copied it and pasted it in Excel, then it would have been only in one column. But now, because I'm importing it through Power Query editor, it is identifying delimiter, which is comma, and it is giving me one column data into four columns splitted already. So what I'll do is I'll say load. In load, what it is doing is it is establishing a query and connection with that column, and it is giving me data. Okay. And the best thing about this is if I save this, say I'm saving this in on my Excel, I'm replacing whatever there was. Okay. So I saved this file. I go to this text file. I'm just creating a new data. What software usually do is it creates a new data and paste it below. Okay. So I'm just copying all this and I'm pasting it below in this text file. Okay, so this text file now has 37 columns and 168 something value. I'm saving this text file, closing it. Now in Excel, you can see that you have data up to 43 rows. Now we just have to go and click once on refresh all. So what we are doing is going to data tab and clicking refresh all, and boom. All data of which whatever there was in that text file, it automatically came here. Okay, so this is what queries and connection does with a Power Query in Excel. So this is also one way you can use text to column function, or just import the file from your software, and it will come in columns only. Okay. Now let's try to understand text to column based on the fixed width basis. So here I have GST numbers. In GST number, you know that first two digits are state code. Next 10 digits will be PAN number of the entity, and last three digits will be entity number, default alphabet, and check number sum. So what we will try to do is from this GST number, we want state code, PAN, entity number, alphabet, and check sum differently. So first here you have to understand that these all are text values, but every value has 15 characters only. In every value there are 15 characters. So limit is fixed to 15 characters. Now first two characters will always be a state code, next 10 characters will always be a PAN card, and same for last three characters as well. So now we can use fixed type of text to column function, fixed delimiting type of text to column function on such type of data. So you have to identify the data first, whether it is in some whether data has some separator or delimiter, or whether data can be separated on the basis of fixed width as well. So now let's start. I am selecting all the data, going to data tab, going to text to column. In text to column, I am selecting fixed width, saying next. Now see, here we don't have to specify any delimiter or anything. We just have to select the delimiting column. So now I want first column to be separated on the basis of first two digits. So I'm saying here. So now you can see first column is separated. In second, I want this after PAN number. PAN number ends on J. So I'm saying this. So now I want next column also there. And here I want it on every data. Okay. So now you can see we have different columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 columns. Now I'm saying next. In here, you have to understand that by default every column is in general format. But if I left it like this 09, which in general format will Excel will be converting it to 9 only. It will disregard the 0 at start. Okay. Same in this case. This Excel can take it as a blank. Excel can consider this 0 as blank. So what I have to do is in this column I have to select text. I will select every column to text, as data losses is possible in this case if there is zero at start of, or if there is zero only in result. So data loss is possible. So what we will do is we will convert every column to text. Our destination cell will be C2 and I am saying finish. So now here it is giving me data based on, this is a state code, this should be the PAN number, it is entity number, this is alphabet, which should be Z by default. I mean, in India this last second last alphabet is Z always, but now I have generated this on system basis, so it is giving K, G and Y everything. So disregard that, this should be Z only, and checksum is it. So a different number we can have here. Okay, so this is how text to column can work on fixed width basis. So this was all about text to column today. If you have any doubts specific to this, or if you have any doubts specific to queries and connection and Power Query, please list your doubt in comments below. I'll try to answer them all. And if doubt is significant, I'll try to make video on them as well. Until then, bye.